So for extra credit in my psych class, I uh, I could attend what was billed as an anti-bullying seminar, which I already think those are pretty useless, but whatever. Extra credit, it's only like supposed to go for like an hour. Study? This was for everybody. This wasn't for me. This was not for me. This is not for me specifically. This was for the whole class. It was not a study. It's not a study. It was a If it was a study, I would participate and be excited about it. Studies are sick. I completely did not see this little arm here. That's completely on me. Okay, I already got to the thing itself. So it was billed as an anti-bullying thing. I think those are useless, but it's free credits, right? So I show up. And the guy talking had done a TED Talk, a TEDx talk, which, if you don't know how TEDx works, it's like TED, but it is independently organized. It is not done by the main TED Talk people. And this guy at the TEDx talk said that it really, if you really boil it down, it was just like, be nice to people. We don't need, because what it actually was, yeah, after watching this guy, I'm realizing, yeah, TEDx is probably a bunch of nonsense, but this guy, it wasn't just anti-bullying, it was like, to stop school shootings, we need to stop bullying. And it was like, he said, like, we don't need gun legislation, because people are just gonna stab each other. What we really need to do is to be nice. And like, wow. You couldn't have said anything more useless. But then, when he gets to his... Because they just played... Yeah, I already did not like this guy, but that was just his TEDx talk that they played before he actually went up and spoke. And when he got up and spoke, he said a lot of the same stupid nonsense. And then he said... Then he said, we are like electromagnetic beings with auras. And... the CIA in 2003 declassified a document that says we're all psychic beings. Or something. Something you just Alex Jones type garbage. And then this guy, at like the very end of his talk, is like, okay, hang on, am I gonna get dunked in the garbage, or am I gonna get to live? It looks like we're in for a primetime garbage dumping. No? 100,000? Nope, 50,000. Frack. This guy at the very end is like, for some reason he says, like, I don't have any enemies. Well, but my real enemies are the globalist elite. That's a quote. He said globalist elite. And said, not even kidding you, the name Rothschilds. He said, he referenced the Rothschilds in his globalist elite enemies list. And I talked with a classmate again today about it, because they also attended. And we were both in awe that this man was allowed to speak at a college campus. This man was crazy. This was a crazy man. But, I mean, I disagreed with what he said in his TEDx talk, but there was nothing, like, crazy about it. Like, you can see where his logic was coming from, even if it's faulty. Like, even if he's wrong, you can see where he's coming from. But then, So that's what I don't think whoever set this up at my school knew how crazy he was. So, well, when he mentioned the Rothschilds and the globalist elite, they kind of tried to shut him up, but in a polite way. It's like, oh, but that's another talk. It's like trying to like keep him from going there. Uh, so I don't think the people who orchestrated this actually knew like how nuts this guy was. Because his TEDx was like fairly normal, wrong but normal. Because he doesn't mention anything about electromagnetic beings in his TEDx talk. So I assume they just like got him in because you know that sounded normal, right? So I'm probably gonna fail this level. Yep, there it is. That's a bad bounce. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. I genuinely think they did not intend for it to get like that. Like, I genuinely think they just didn't know who they were dealing with. And they're never gonna do anything like that again. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think it was just a mistake.